good.
All right, and we're back.
That's not the usual intro.
That's fucking great, though. Cat, stop eating my cheese. Fuck off.
Give him the cheese.
Yeah,
No,
Jericho
whoa.
wants the cheese.
No.
All right. So, in case none of you were here last time, but to recap quickly, we are in the port city of Tawnyard. It is the 23rd. Oh, I've redone my copy and paste. It is actually the 24th. I'm going to fast forward you guys through the night.
Okay.
24th of Lagas. It is the last month of summer. You guys were tracking down the 4 fencers that got traded, bought, or partook in the sale of children. The first one on the list happened to actually be innocent. Totally was taken for a loop because he's an old man. And all he does is he likes to cook up in the one little tavern that he's got off the side of the dock district. You guys kind of felt bad. He even felt bad and explained the whole situation. But now you guys are trying to get after the other 3. And in doing so, the one, you need a way into the contact. So who better to know how to get into the criminal underworld than your best cabin goblin, Pella. Pella devised the plan, you all executed it almost perfectly, and you're now in possession of a whole brick of Baldo, and you know this to be a performance-enhancing drug for fights. So to make it look like you were using it, your new officer on deck, Jericho Bloodpaw, entered into Beach Divisional debut fights, in which case he went 2-0. So now everybody knows there's a new competitor in Tawnyard, and a few people know you guys are on the down and up. You have an in with another criminal enterprise who you bought the drugs from, who also happens to have a fighting pit, hoping to make an introduction to the one guy who has the hunting shop, who you will hopefully be able to make a connection for and try to figure out where them kids at. Any questions?
He's not an officer yet?
Yeah. Where them kids at?
That's right. I think we, settled on Master Chief Petty Officer of Arms?
No.
Boarding party.
Boarding party.
I'm cannon fodder, Rob. Thank you.
But he does have an officer room on my ship because he's tall.
Wow.
It's the only
Even in
place
this
that would
game,
fit
the
him.
tall have privilege.
I mean,
Wow.
out on the deck would have fit me too. You just wouldn't let me have that.
Now we
All right.
get in more fights.
Welcome to the morning of the 24th of Legolas. Where would you all stay for the night? After the beach fights.
Probably on the boat.
On the boat. Perfect enough. So on the morning of the 24th of Tawnyard, on the boat, obviously the early folks to leave and depart are all the local fishers, some coastal barks, maybe a few trade ships headed for Castellan, Calgaina, and Portuma. There's still the 2 warships out in the harbor. Actually, I'm sorry. Tawnyard only has the 1 warship out in the harbor, and of course their fort is just breaking ground and laying foundations now. The economy here is very modest. You're not going to find wealthy or aristocrat here. Yeah. What are we all doing?
Waffles.
I mean, yeah.
I'll treat the new guy to some waffles.
Huh?
I'm treating you to breakfast
Okay.
I'd like to go with.
because you have won some fights. So, that's at least worthy of some food.
Alex Burton. Quick question for you.
Fucking hell.
Yes.
You're in a Cranport, but would you be wearing your badge?
No.
Okay. When the captain says he's treating the new guy to breakfast, he's treating this guy, but mind you.
Alex, this is Jericho. Jericho,
Hey.
this is Alex.
Hello, Jericho. I'm Alex.
I heard. Hello.
Oh.
So,
Well, it was nice to meet you.
That's it. We're good. Introduced.
All right.
Yep. Nice to meet you too. Let's go get some chow.
Alex, can you, as a carpenter and a very good one, can you make adjustments to his bed so that it's, reinforced for him? He's taller than our average sailor.
I just learned you're a carpenter.
Yeah, carpenter. Yeah, I know how to work some wood.
That's your base. Like, before you do all the metal stuff, you don't you tell me I'm wrong. I know you're a carpenter.
I am a carpenter. That's why when we went to my parents' house, I had all. There was all
yeah,
the
you
beautiful
had to
carpet. Yeah.
retest.
Yep. I don't know if you didn't hear me on the mic, but I said yes. I'll absolutely do that.
Thank you. I keep him busy.
I don't know how much playing I'm gonna get to do tonight. I can't get into the client.
That's not good.
Try harder.
come.
I'm on my third browser.
Try a different one.
I run it on
Firefox is
Chrome.
Working for me. That explains when I said show to the show player's character sheet. He didn't see it, and I didn't even look to see if he was in.
Yeah, now I know why my dog's barking. It's fucking storming outside.
But we will arrive. Like you eating like off the dock districts, or are you going in towards like more of the merchant area to find like another tavern and or common room?
But is there a good like hearty spot to eat in the dock district?
Party, yeah, absolutely. You could find a place that's whipping up breakfast for the straggling fishermen and any warehouse workers and dock workers that are waking up, coming in for their start of their shift or prior to.
Oh, those are the people.
Let me change this up. I think I have like a tavern one. Nope, all the other ones are kind of fancy looking, so we're gonna stick with this one. So just off the dock, right off the docks, in the dock district, you come to the Purple Nets. Real easy. It's just a sign with a couple crisscross pattern of purple ropes. There's definitely fishermen leaving, as you can smell a nice warm breakfast atmosphere inside, as you can smell what smells like fresh rolls, a sort of gravy, and a very strong, potent, bitter smell of what possibly may be coffee.
Gravy.
A plate is going to catch you 4 copper and a cup to drink. It is entirely your choice. They offer a cup of grog, they offer a watered down ale, and they will offer what they say is the morning brew.
I'll take the morning brew.
I too will have the morning brew.
The morning brew is a copper a cup.
Okay.
They hand you a cup. It is a black, surly liquid. And as you taste it, I want you to think of an Americano, which is a watered-down espresso with arrowroot. So it's got a fine, pungent smattering of a flavor that assaults your tongue, but is watered down.
Huh.
Love it.
And as soon as it goes down your guts, like your body is just like, whoa, like you feel like this radiating like energy out to your extremities, like whoo. Like if you were groggy, you are not groggy now. But it was also like, ugh, you would not want another cup unless you do.
It sounds delicious. I need our chef to learn how to make this.
Everybody who's having breakfast and being served their food right now is sitting down. There's still a pretty good crowd. Everybody perception checks.
Okay.
You said perception?
Perception.
Can't roll, sorry.
I was to say, Alex, do you want a celebrity roll?
Yeah, sure. +1.
It's actually a 0.
Sorry, wrong character.
Jericho's on it with his max. Love it.
Mask, Prim, Jericho. You absolutely hear a table over of somebody murmuring like, yeah, that's the White Leonin right there. 2-0 in its first debut. Yeah, did you see him take down that Arakoa? Oh man, he was quick about it. And Alex with an 18. You hear some murmurings about a fight, and then you also hear something. Oh, did he just leave?
Nope.
No, I'm right here.
No, that's
Okay,
Billy.
that's Billy.
Billy again.
You on the other side of the table where you're sitting from your ear, you hear somebody talking about a man named Tappinen and something about accidentally purchasing a child, and he didn't know.
I translate the scuttlebutt to everyone else, and I look at, is Prim at breakfast with us?
Yep.
I tell her about the child thing specifically.
Yeah, we gotta
I
catch
like
you
this
well.
Tappin guy.
Oh, we were there.
We were there.
I do like Tappin. He's my
Yeah.
favorite slaver so far.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it was on accident. I mean, he was the only one that was like very remorseful about it, which, you know,
Yeah,
good.
he's just
I didn't
a
have to stick a knife
dumb
through his
old
head.
man, you know? Yeah, thank God we didn't have to kill anybody, right? Also, Jericho, it seems
Not
like you've
yet.
already made a name for yourself. Congrats.
I just did what you asked.
And you liked it, which is great.
It was all right.
You know, you'll probably have to fight again, perhaps tonight, so that we can go back.
Is it completely necessary?
Yes, to get the inn that we're looking for.
All right. Fair enough.
You're allowed to enjoy it.
Yeah. New hobby, perhaps.
I don't think so. I prefer the weapons. Oh, God.
Yep.
You like the morning brew that much?
I don't drink coffee. Perhaps some ale. A waitress.
A wood elf comes by with a full tray. Yes.
And do you have any leftover ale from the night before?
Yes, we do. I'll get you up a mug.
Just the rest of it.
Okay, one moment. She platters the other table 2 over, and she swings by, and you see that the keg that's still behind the counter, she pulls up a pitcher, starts pulling it from the draft. You see her kind of like put an elbow on top of the barrel and lean it forward to get the last little drops out of it, lets it go back, and brings the pitcher right to you. And she goes, well, it's not a full pitcher, so we'll call it 8 copper.
All right. There you go.
Thank you, sir.
I pay for it. I told you, breakfast is my treat. Whatever you have for breakfast is what we're paying for.
As what probably looks like the
A
watch
nice
rotation from your ship happened, the off-going guys show up at the same establishment. They give a polite and courteous nod to you all, and they sit at another table, as seeing as all the tables around you are pretty much packed.
If it's such a busy place, can we hear if any other people are talking about anything relevant?
If you want to lean in, listen more, give me another perceptions check. Absolutely.
Sure, I'll be nosy. Very nosy.
Dear God, I did not know that you also had a plus 10. That's awesome.
I'm eavesdropping. Jesus. It's bad out.
With the 26 and 29. So you both hear a table next to you speaking about one of the nobles getting ready to put on a end of the summer feast. Their friends, you hear that it's some friend with the magistrate, somebody who owns a couple ships that sail exclusively out of Tawnyard. So you know it's going to be great. Last year's was a pretty funny surprise because it was the first time this family have ever done it. Something about fireworks are going to be great this year. Should be able to see them from the docks. The next table to, or like, let's say like that was the north table. The table to your east that was just talking about Tappinen. They've shut up now about Tappinen and him accidentally coming into possession of a slave child. But you hear something about the Golden Pony is going to host a before and after party for this end of summer festival.
Oh, you don't say.
Huh. I wonder if our... Oh, well, no, never mind. We're in the wrong city.
Well, I know a guy who would probably be there. One of the people we're looking for.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Great. I think we should definitely find time to go then.
And then the table, let's say to the table to the south, somebody's mentioning that the Daluin, the wizard, has been by the fortress. Something about enchanting the foundational bricks, something. And then you hear something like shatterproof. And then somebody corrects them like, no, not shatterproof. Glyph ward to put shatter spells traps in there for anybody going through the sewer part of the fortress.
Ah,
Huh.
so there's a sewer part of the fortress with traps. Good, great.
And then the general conversation about shipping, how Tawnyard needs another economic boost. This war needs to end,
Yes.
and you hear You hear also a general worry about the shaky Meresian alliance. And I'll even say that the one table also seems to know that there is a traitor Meresians. And they're like, you don't say, and they're like, oh yeah, somebody who splintered off from their religion, some settlement that's going rogue against Meresians. Surprised, and they're betting that like the Meresians have already like put it under because they just heard about that news, but like there's no way they'd let that go on for long.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I mean, that means that our sources that mentioned it last time were absolutely correct.
Correct.
But that also means that there is a risk of the Meresian alliance being terribly unstable, which is a direct a possible threat to Tawnyard because they're so close to the Pearl Islands. Yeah, no wonder they're talking about it. They're probably fucking nervous. Okay, well, gonna keep that in our back pocket.
Well, maybe they should try and just end this fucking war.
Yeah, but they all have different ideas of how it should end, you know? They're
Yeah,
not gonna
well-
agree to a stalemate. Not now, after all the deaths that
Well.
have happened.
You never know. We might be able to foster some sort of peace treaty.
Look, the magistrate here wanted us to steal from a Durgunian ship just to try and offer peace afterwards. I don't know how that would have worked out, but it's not
I mean,
not the
hear
best
me out.
idea.
What if we had the leaders come to have a peace
Summit.
meeting, but it's held on the Inquisitor's boat. Maybe they'll foster a peaceful atmosphere for these two idiots.
Aren't all the leaders on the mainland?
Yeah, which is why we bring them to the neutral areas.
Hmm. Well, that seems too high up the chain for stuff like for us to do, you know? Seems like it's not in our grasp at all. We are just meager privateers still.
We are not. We've done many a thing.
Yeah, but to be able to speak directly to try and get them all together and play nice, that seems like it's out of our hands.
No.
Huh?
I believe
Well,
we
you
can
are the Captain Mask. You'd be able to do it if anybody could.
I would probably sail under the eyes of the Inquisitors,
Hmm.
you know, to not get caught up in any kind of warfare. Go get your kings, bring them out, and then we sink them both.
Yeah, well, talk
Send
like
our
that,
own
even as a
replacements.
jest, would probably get your head cut off by
No.
somebody.
Then we send replacements, figureheads even, and we take over both. And then we run the world.
I'm just gonna start chugging my own boundless coffee. Anybody else have brilliant ideas?
Yeah, none that cool.
Suddenly, a little wood elf child runs up to the table, and he's got
Small
a
wooden child. It's Pinocchio.
yeah, small wood elf child runs up to the table. He's got a wooden plate in his hand, and he's like looking at Jericho with his big eyes, and he goes, "Excuse me, sir."
Whomst are you talking to?
He's big, like Christmas
Big cat.
before he opens his present eyes. He's staring right at Jericho.
What?
Could you sign this? As he holds up the wooden plate, and on the other side is a wet quill with enough ink for you to sign your name, if you so wish.
I don't know how to write,
Oh, that's right.
so I'm gonna do my best to make a J.
Oh my god.
As you inscribe your best J onto this wooden plate, the kid's like pleading, can't wait to open this present, eyes immediately light up. You see him go into like this widest grin. He's like, thank you, Jericho. Good luck. And he runs off, not knowing what else to say. And he runs behind the counter, and you see him talk to one of the other barmaids, and he's like, he signed it.
That is just the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Does this happen often to you?
Oh no, not to us. I guess you're just already popular.
Oh boy.
Is this new for you?
Very.
Oh, well, being on our ships will give you lots of new experiences.
I am not a fan of this.
Hey, you'll get used to it at least. Good J, by the way.
That's what it looked like. It was pretty close.
Yeah. It was good.
All right.
Do you need help practicing, or is that not something you wish to learn?
I've gotten this far without it.
Fair enough.
It doesn't particularly bother me one way or the other.
What are the other ones?
I'm gonna do my best to finish that pitcher of ale after this fucking conversation.
What the heck?
Well, I'm sure the next fights won't be until closer to evening, and they said that that party at the Golden Pony won't be for a bit too. Do you want to spend our day finding out a little bit more about the Hollow family?
Is that what you want to do?
Well, we have time until your next fights and our next talk. Where's Pella? Is he still
Probably
on the
still on
ship?
the boat.
Yep.
He's probably sleeping in. All right. Well, we'll have to get him before we go back to the fighting pits anyway. So
Yes.
he's
Well-
the only reason we've gotten this far.
Still,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. If you guys don't have anything too crazy and or pressing at the moment, I would like to go shopping and look around town.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Just want to
Let's-
find my girlfriend a nice present.
Huh.
Then send it back to her.
Very cute.
Let's go.
I was
All
down
right.
to rack up some bodies.
Leaving out through to the market district. It is a little bit hotter than usual, and you do see some light rain clouds coming in on the horizon. But it's a light wind, so it's going to be a while before it even starts to drizzle. Stores are now fully opened. The docks are in full swing. Box and tackles are going. Warehouse things are being moved. Carts are being up and down the street. You see some stall vendors out on the street opening their stalls, getting them ready. What are you looking for in particular for your girlfriend?
Oh, I mean, I would definitely hit a bookstore and see if they had any rare or collectible books.
There is a bookbinding store, and he does have some books. As far as rare books, he has a few that claims are imports from Catorsa. A lot about the elven history, the druids that helped connect the forests together to form the Republic. Is there any subject in particular that he can help you find?
Historical fantasy.
The bookbinder kind of looks at you strange.
Like
and,
fictional
excuse
history.
His thing, and he goes, fictional history. I don't know what that means.
A fictional story that took place a long time ago, before the Olain, something that seems abstract from what we're dealing with now. And everybody writes about pirates and mysterious islands these days.
As you see him, run over, thumbing through some of the spines of some of the books on the one bookshelf that he has, he goes, how about a tale of Talavin Kaloth? Supposedly this was a insurmountable hero in the orc raids against two of the southern forest, and the two that were the first ones to be joined by the druid circle. Obviously, historians don't believe this character actually exists. If you ask historians, this is a combination of three different elves, a very prominent druid, a very powerful warrior, and a very cunning merchant. But I think the author wrote it as all three in one to make it a more compelling story. Does that interest you?
Absolutely, yes.
Very well. Well, this was a book unclaimed, so I would say it would just be the cost to put back the book binding and probably a storage fee. How does a price of 35 gold sound?
Sounds wonderful.
Very well, so pleasure to make a deal with you. You're always welcome back.
Thank you. And can you tell me anything about flowers that are unique to this island?
Yes, the Tone Isle orchids. Unfortunately, it's the end of summer, so good luck finding anybody who has any still in bloom. Other than that, as much as they tell me it's a weed, I don't mind actually the cliff-faced dandelion.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And are there? Well, I'll ask my sister. Thank you. Have a great day.
You as well.
And then when I catch back up to Prim, where can I get more stuff for my tea?
Ooh, let's consult the paper that your mom gave me so that
My
you
mother's
don't
note.
fucking die.
Yay.
I told you that the people at the edge of your vision no longer display appendages of tentacles, right?
Yes, you did tell him that he is getting better since he's been, pretty good about taking it.
Actually, it's been so. What's your passive perception there, Alex?
I don't see anything for Tawnyard.
Ten.
Roll me a perception check.
Worse.
Nah, I mean, so. You would notice that when you look back through some of your old notes, you've done a lot of scribble work in the margins. Then you don't normally do that. But you've noticed that you have done it, and you're like, that's strange. I've never done that before.
All right, so your ma, she didn't know anybody in Tawnyard, which makes sense because most of these are, Durgunian places. But you might be able to brew it on your own since it does say just ask for elderweed and hypericum powder for tea brewing. So if you think you can find those and put it together, but we don't know the amounts, so it might be dangerous to do that. How much do you have left?
At this point, I should have about 20 days.
Okay, I'm hoping we're not here that long.
No, but we also consider travel to the next location.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, cool. Well, slowly going crazy, losing my mind. Finally got a girlfriend. Now I'm gonna die.
Huzzah!
Hey, this guy gets it.
Well,
I like him. What
like I said,
fucking crew, buddy.
The scribbles in the margins were like maybe like 3-month, 2-month-old notes. Your note, any notes like your cartography notes from like the last month or week and a half, don't have these little scribbles in the margin.
So I'm healing.
Well, you've gotten rid of some of the symptoms. Kit, where's Cat? Can I see Cat real quick?
Hello.
Yeah?
Not okay, Mr. Jericho.
My cat?
Very funny,
Cat?
but yes, metal cat.
Yeah, cat's here.
When was the last time you summoned it?
If it's always with me.
Yes, but I mean,
I think she's asking when the last time it went poofed and you resummoned it.
yeah, that.
Oh God. Remember the Kraken fight?
Yes, obviously, but I don't.
That was the last time that I poofed cat.
How does Cat look? Like, is
Kraken
it
fight?
swoopy?
When was the Kraken fight?
God, that was
Quite some time ago.
a fucking hefty amount of time ago.
Yes, Shannon, still looks like that.
All right. Well, the next time you intentionally or unintentionally blow up Cat and you repoof it, I'm gonna take a look at it and see how your design changes, because depending on how far along you are, there are some effects that I can see.
Cool. So tomorrow morning, I'll dismiss Cat tonight without blowing him up on the ship. But
Thanks. Thank you.
Good.
Captain, and then we'll get at it tomorrow. I'll make a new cat as soon as I wake up.
Yeah, little checkup. Sounds good. Is your shopping done?
Yeah, now I'm just looking for like Tone Island orchids, which apparently they may not be in season, or a cliff-faced dandelion. I don't know, Prim, you're a woman. Tell me, is this dumb? I bought her a book, but she owns a bookstore. But I don't know, maybe it's an interesting or rare book. And I was thinking about doing the whole like flower pressing thing. You know, like putting a flower in the
Oh
book.
yeah, as a
and then-
bookmark. That's a very sweet
Yeah.
idea. But I will tell you right now, not like a woman is not a monolith. We're not just like copy and paste.
Yes, yeah.
So I don't know what she specifically would like. She seemed like quite the character from the very brief time that I got to see her, and a fantastic dancer, as I recall. So perhaps does she like music? She seemed to be quite good on her feet, so
She loves music, and I think that between my metalworking skills and woodworking skills, I could probably make her a music box
that would be wonderful.
to accompany the book because she likes books.
Yes, you have mentioned that she at least is associated with a bookshop. I don't know if it's
She
hers
fucking
or her
owns one.
family's. Oh, that's
She
wonderful.
she is the bookstore.
Is that a sex thing? I don't know what that means.
No,
It could be.
Mm.
no,
It probably is.
no,
You can tell by the way that it is.
nope, not nope,
All
nope,
right,
nope,
the
nope.
less I know about my brother's sex life, the
Okay,
better.
bye.
So,
Wiener.
the
The
fake
wienering.
slaver Tappenden, he did mention that I would be able to stop by the church area to see where they keep their orphans, and I would like to make my donation while I'm here. So if we have time, I will do that. Because that's a thing that my character does.
You
Okay.
absolutely have time to drop by the church district.
Sweet.
You are looking for. Give me a religions check. I know you're Durgunian, so. I
Yeah,
guess
I'm at a disadvantage here, I guess.
No, you won't get disadvantage. Just
Oh.
regular.
Religion.
Just
Oh god, it's
regular.
inch. That's not good for me. Yeah, that's not good for me.
Yeah, you know it's some elf and some elf pantheon.
If Birch was
Uh,
around,
but-
I would ask him, like, hey, what's the...
But give me a
Church.
history check to see if you can recall, because I do believe it was mentioned last.
Yeah, he did say, but that's another intellect thing, so we're gonna see. Oh!
You do recall that the god of outcast in the Elven pantheon, that's the church that would be taking on orphans in a Cransport. So you just have to find out who the god of outcast is and where this church is.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go to the closest, like, vendor-looking place, and what's the closest vendor near me?
Closest vendor near you, as you look between two shops and a stall, you have a jewelry shop, a clothing shop, or a stall that looks like it's selling vegetables.
Oh, I'm going to the stall, and I'll ask them.
A gnome pops up onto his stool and says, "Ah, good morning. Can I offer you an island squash?"
God damn it.
Yeah, I'll buy a squash. And could you please tell me where...
Like,
What was
get
the
the
church
fuck out of
called?
this city.
I don't remember
What?
already. And where the church area of this place would be. I'm new to Tawnyard.
Well, the church district is right off the merchant district before the residential district, over yonder on the eastern side, as he points, as he's picking up a squash and like trying to show it off to you. Like, does this sound like a good size to you? And make a delicious soup.
Oh, I'm not a great cook. Maybe like a tester-sized squash, and I might be able to come back if I ruin this.
He puts that down and picks up the biggest squash he has.
Alright, that's not what I meant.
You'll have plenty of squash for this, especially for any errors.
I'll buy the first one. How much is that one?
All right, first one it is. 5 copper, my dear.
Done.
All right.
Alright, and then I go where he pointed. Now I have a
Heading
squash.
down the street, having your squash in hand, as you head down the street, take the corner, and you can't miss it. It's a row of temples. They don't have an All Saints. And you see all these various temples and design, like pretty much the same design, but like the front looks different. How like they have either stained glass or no stained glass, and or they have bas reliefs or they have sculptures out front. But you see everything from like a bird silhouetted against a cloud, a crescent moon, a golden heart, an oak, two oval-shaped eyes that look like they're just peering down, a broken arrow over a tear.
Does anyone is anyone coming out of those places that I would be able to ask which one?
There's a few.
Uh,
There's some traffic. Some of them the doors are open. You see either like priests or you see elves in habit sweeping, or you see like monks in prayer. There is one of the churches has scaffolding around it as it looks like they're doing work. But this is the church that has a dolphin in the stained glass.
all right. Well, if there's somebody outside who doesn't look too busy, because I'm not going to bother construction workers or people in prayer, I'll ask them which building I can make donations in for the orphanage or the orphans in the area. So.
Asking one of the nearby elves, sweeping,
Ask
they
for
go,
directions.
"Oh, morning, miss. You'll be looking for the Mistani church." And she points over to the church with the two peering down eyes. She goes, "That's the church of Fenmari Mastarine. She is the god of outcasts. They're the ones that take care of the orphans of Tawnyard."
Thank you. Very kind. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you. I hope that the good of nature blesses you, and may Ra Ithril light your heart to grow fonder.
I just give a little curtsy, and I
This
can't
was a
pronounce
church with
any of
the
these.
oak. This was a church with an oak symbol on it, mind you.
Oh, yes.
I'll keep that in mind, because she did say, like, let nature take care of you, and I like that. So I go over to the god of outcasts.
Walking over to the God of the Outcast, this is one of the few churches that have its open doors. You see two monk-like priests outside sweeping and dusting leaves out from behind, like some of their potted plants, as they kind of give you a very peaceful nod as you make your way inside. When you get inside, you can hear in the distance what sounds like children maybe like giggling, and like as you like your ears tune in, like you hear what sounds like a dozen utensils like hitting plates or bowls, as like it sounds like a breakfast is being held somewhere. A high elf in priestly like robes sees you and like comes over from the one wing of the church and like gives you a slight sage nod and says, "Good morning, miss. Is there something I could be assistance with you today as in the church of Mestarine?"
Good morning. Where might I just quick visit? I'm just giving in a donation, then I'll be out of your hair.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. It's very kind to give a tithe. Our donation box is up at the front, and you are more than willing to light a candle to think about any of your dear loved ones that may be wayward or outcasted that need to find their path home.
Thank you. I'll make sure to do that. Oh, I have this squash. Do you guys want this as well? Like, other than also a gold donation, obviously.
We do have a food drive. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful. No, thank you. I'm glad to be of service. And where am I? I'm not giving him. Am I giving him the squash?
He'll reach out and take the squash from you,
Oh,
but he
thank
tells
God.
you the donation box is up over by the little candles.
Okay, I give him the squash, give a little curtsy, and then I scuttle over that. And I'm gonna drop in 200 gold into the donation box, and then I want to light a candle.
I wonder if you learned your lesson from the last time you did this.
I've learned nothing.
So
Stand there and meticulously one coin at a
Well,
time.
Yeah.
if the thing had
It's a
been
slot.
bigger, I would have had an easier time.
It's a
Uh-huh.
slot that can maybe fit 2 coins at a time. So as you're
Clink, clink, clink.
the priest kind of like stops in his track to like watch you keep going, and then like a couple other elves like pop out from behind like a column and like lean over to just watch you depositing 200 coins in the donation box. You can even hear that this thing is starting to get kind of full when you're around like 140. And before you even finish, the priest is back. He doesn't have the squash with him, but he is like trying to hold back a smile through pursed lips, hands clasped together, leaning off to the side, eyes widen as like when you go to step away from it, like he's there watching you, and he's just like he looks at you in the eyes, still shocked and in disbelief, and he's like, "Thank you so much, man. What is your name? I must know it. We will keep you in we will keep you in our prayers."
You promise that's all you're gonna do? I'm sorry for the noise. I wish these slots were bigger. I'm sorry.
So she's
My name is Primrose. It's lovely to meet you. And if I'm done putting if the 200 fit, please tell me the 200 fit.
The 200 did fit, but you can maybe like when you step away, like you think you kind of see the tops of your coins through the little slot.
Okay. Well, that's not my problem. I'm gonna like I'm going to avoid eye contact after giving my first name, and I'm going to light a candle for my mom. Say a little prayer and then head out and like keep my head down so that no one looks at me.
Because it's a quiet church, and you definitely heard the priest like whisper to one of the other clerics walking around. Says we should probably do that into the vault right away. But then, like
Yeah,
as you're walking out,
do that.
2 in the front go. You hear them very much under their breath whisper like, Mr. Rain sent her himself. She walks the path."
I don't know what that means. Okay. Nope, not looking up. Getting out of there. Bye bye.
As you hit back the street, you are back in Tawnyard proper.
Thank God, I'm meeting up with our friends again.
When you all reconvene, everybody give me a perceptions check.
Oh. Oh no. I'm too embarrassed to focus.
My computer for
No,
it.
my
One
best
second.
Wanna know.
Just pretend like I wrote it. I fucking. God damn it! Why is this?
Captain Mask, as Prim walks up to join the rest of the group, you notice out of the corner of your eye a bird perch on the roof of a building across the street from you.
God!
No!
Bolt having
This motherfucker.
I hate him so much.
Oh, good. Well, he knows that we're people.
If you just assume they always know that, we know
Where we are, then it's never a surprise that they
It's
know
never a surprise,
where we
really.
are.
Well, Mask, you're the only one who saw it, so do you do anything about it, or do you tell us, or what?
No, fuck you.
Fair enough.
No, I'll point it out to people.
Totally
Oh
fair.
yeah, dumb bird.
What? Yeah. Are we in town?
We're
Yes, you are in town proper.
It's
It is across the street on the roof of this building.
Are any guards around?
There is a small patrol, but it's usually like 2 Cran soldiers, and they're far and few between. Not thick.
Yeah.
I look around for a patrol.
You roll me a D100.
While he does that, I'm gonna wave to the bird.
As you look
Really doesn't
around,
do that.
a set of patrol does come into view on the street heading your way.
Oh, you lucky fucking avian creature, as I put my pistol back away.
You see the thing hop around and consider you with its other eye, like look down at you all.
Oh, Captain, he's asking for it.
Eyeball.
Yeah.
You say that? Do you say that?
Yeah.
You see it kind of like throw its head back and like, and then it picks up off the perch, swoops down, and then lands on the canopy of a nearby cart. And it considers you prime and goes, "Good morning."
Oh, you. Were you sent here, or are you just keeping an eye out for yourself?
I keep an eye out for myself.
Fair enough. Just stay safe. You never know if somebody's gonna, like, be mean
We're
to a pretty
fucking down.
bird.
Are you like speak with the animal speaking to him or like in common?
No,
No,
this is common.
This one's common. This one's
Yeah,
That's
talking.
what I
he's
thought.
talked to
That's
us
what I
before.
thought. Yeah. Bolt, are you hungry?
He spins his head around and considers you with his other eye. I'm like, no, thank you. As you see him like lick his like claw and like rub it through his head and like looks back at you.
I just fucking glare at him.
Alex, do you really think he would be dumb enough to eat anything you give him?
Yes.
Oh no, I was gonna try to be really nice and bribe him not to tell anybody where we were.
I almost feel like if he's here, then Blue already knows, you know?
I mean, and I don't fucking know. And no, I wasn't gonna give him something out of my pack. I was gonna go buy him something fresh. You don't eat something that your adversaries pull out of their bag. You buy him something fresh.
I mean, half the time I don't even want to eat something that we pull out of our bag.
Ayo!
Aw.
Not wrong.
All right, well, Blue, do you want to ride around with us for a little bit? We're investigating things.
I'm not blue.
Bolt.
Bolt,
That's
that's what I
Bolt.
meant. Bolt, bolt,
You have
bolt.
lightning.
Ka-chow.
I will drift around.
I'm in the
All right, well, let's go do stuff.
When you guys start to walk off, he flies back up and like either circles about or perches from rooftop
Bolt.
to rooftop.
I'm so sorry to bother you. I have a request.
He flies back down to a canopy to listen.
With your
Request?
yes, with your incredibly sharp eyes, have you seen any Tone Island orchids in bloom?
I don't know flowers.
That's fair. Okay, thanks, bud.
You do if you knew it was a flower.
Orchids. Orchids. Orchids, as he flies away. Still within earshot above your heads, drifting about. Either passes in between rooftops. You may lose sight of him, but then, like, as you guys will walk throughout the day, he might show back up at a top of the roof. What to next? Or are we waiting for some, waiting for nighttime for the beach fights?
I'm good.
Probably beach fights.
That's good.
I don't have anything I need to get done here.
Fast forwarding to tonight. So you guys make your way back down to the beach, where the familiar posts that denote where the fighting grounds are. As you guys get there, there's maybe a couple of groups already there waiting, but eventually a bigger crowd shows up. There was definitely a couple of instances of like where some folks like currying their heads, look over, and it looks like they recognize you and they run off, and immediately like maybe from like one of the taverns or up the way, another group of people come by as you see like other eager fighters. They call everybody together. And ask to draw lots. Jericho, if you could, roll me a d6. All right, Jericho pulls his lot. Comparing all the lots, they get the first bouts ready to go. Jericho, you see your opponent is a very ripped wood elf, like not the spindly type that is most commonly seen. Like this guy is like broad chested, tree trunk for thighs and whatnot. You see that he's got like a scar that goes clean from one cheek across his nose to the other cheek as he starts stretching at the other side of this sand ring. Go ahead and let's do some pit fighting checks.
Hey, yeah.
Let's do it up.
I forget what you needed, but I'm gonna do the daunting roar beforehand.
Love it.
scary.
All right, pit fighting. It is an athletics check, an acrobatics check, and then a D20. Wait. Oh, it's a constitution check. A roll of your largest hit dice.
The strength con hit dice. Oh no, sorry.
Yeah, athletics,
athletics.
acrobatics, and then a hit dice.
He's nimbly.
Oof. So as you... Oh, wait, no, you did the roar. What's that do again? Is that just disadvantage? Or they're frightened?
Yeah, the DC is they're frightened.
I re-rolled that. Win, loss.
Right, build down for that.
This fight, as much as you did roar, it gave you an opening in the beginning of the fight. However, he was able to recompose himself as soon as you started pummeling him. And this fight goes on for a while. Like, he is able to withstand pressure. He blocks any good hits that you try to get to his breadbasket or whatnot. Breaks a couple of your grapples. He responds in kind. He does some high knees. Tries to throw an elbow in there. You know, like you're taking it. He kind of pushes you around the ring a little bit, but you like hold yourself your own. And just as you guys are both breaking a sweat and starting to like really pant, you finally find your opening and you're able to take him down. And the ref calls it a pin, and you actually end up winning this fight. But it was really close.
Man, I've got some high fucking stats.
Yes.
All right. After all the other bouts are complete, they take the winners, put them in another bracket, take the losers, and they put them in another bracket. But then they take it from the numbers. So, in the next fight, a bookie has shown up, started to collect bets, and now has odds on the fighters. Your next opponent is a wiry-looking tabaxi. This guy is in like leopard fur print. You see that he's got arm bandages on his forearms and his upper arms and across his midsection. You see he's actually got a bruise above his eye starting to swell, and like the skin underneath the fur that's swelling out is like starting to get purple. Like he actually took like a really hard hit in his previous fight. So the bookies are giving you favorable odds. Would anybody like to place any bets? The highest denomination being thrown around here is silver.
I'll place a bet.
How much would you like to place?
20 silver.
On whom?
My new crew member.
All right, 20 silver on Jericho.
Yeah, 10
And I
for
look at
me on
Jericho.
Jericho too.
And I
Oh,
say, Jericho,
no.
I'm placing bets on you.
I wouldn't do that.
Well, I
You
did.
bet.
We took you to breakfast. We've talked nice to you. Now we've taken you around town, spent the day with you, and now we're putting money on you.
And Jericho, you can eat 5 of these good berries to get 20 health back just in case, so that you feel a little bit better.
When you offer him the good berries, somebody shouts out like, "Oh, you can't!" Like, and it looks like he came from the corner of this tabaxi. He goes, "Oh, you can't do that."
Oh, alright. Well, then I'll save him for later. I put him in my pocket.
That's what I thought. Trying to give him some advantage. Those things are probably laced with Baldo.
We don't do
Huh?
fucking drugs on this crew, homie.
Alex?
Ooh.
Shush!
Intimidation check, sir.
From the one dude who may or may not have done drugs.
I haven't done drugs recently.
With my -1, nat 20, motherfucker.
Oh, my Lanta. The one time we need you to shush about this.
You see this halfling. You see this halfling kind of get offended, like, but then like he does shut up and he goes back to the other side of the ring where his tabaxi is like trying to stretch out his shoulder and like make sure his like rotating his shoulder arm and whatnot. Make sure his rotated cuff is good to go. As the bookie goes, "That's enough. All bets are in." And the ref steps up, like, "All right, let's get this underway. Clean fight, gentlemen. You know the rules." And those 3 checks one more time, if you would, please.
I
Look.
don't know the rules. I'm just rolling what Rob tells me.
Athletics,
Oh
acrobatics.
no, I know what the rules.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Wow. So it's 3. But it's another close one. You don't know if it's whether or not you're tired. This Tabaxi is more wiry. He's more mimby-bimbly. He seems to have the speed to be able to get 3 punches, three quick jabs on you. But like you're just more annoyed than anything. It kind of feeds into it. You go to kick. He tries to dodge out of the way, but he doesn't fully get out of the way. So he doesn't take like a full breath of like a kick from you. But you do connect, and he just kind of like sidesteps a little bit more. And you just keep going at it, and you relentlessly attack him and try to catch him off guard or try to ring him out. And again, it's just another long fight that like really exhausts you until you finally capture him, throw him down with a leg trip, throw an elbow into his face. You try to exploit his already bruised upper eye, and before you can then execute like another hold, he taps out.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Bravo.
When the halfling comes over to try to help him out of the ring, give me a perception check real quick, Jericho. You just hear the halfling kind of angrily mutter. You're not quite sure what he says under his breath. He's probably speaking halflingese, but they pull him out of the ring. People give a round of applause and congratulate you. You even hear the ref go, "That was a pretty good bout. The other day I thought you were pretty great. A couple tough ones today, but you're 4-0. No time at all. You'll be on the invitationals."
If it's required, I will do it.
I can't see no other reason why you'd be down here at the beach fighting if you're not looking to get to invitationals. Here's your winnings, as he hands you 100 gold.
What?
There you go.
What?
Well,
This happened last time too.
The bookie comes around to you, Alex, and looks at your chit, hands you back your 20 silver, and then hands you 12 more silver.
Oh, why, thank you.
No problem.
I'm sorry, did he just double up 100 gold?
Yeah.
Are you gonna get into the fighting business?
He should.
Mm-mm. No, I prefer the fight with my sword.
Ooh.
It just isn't fun enough.
we'll get you some sword fights.
That's concerning. Let's write that down.
He's a mercenary.
put
That's
that-
not surprising.
Yeah, put that in your notes.
I will remember it for later. All right. Once it seems like that fight is over, I'm going to go to the referee that yelled at us, and I'm going to apologize and say the Jericho's done for the night, right? Is it okay that I heal him
So the
now,
guy
or
who
is that
yelled
not
the
okay?
guy who yelled at you was not a referee. It seems to be the manager of that tabaxi.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna apologize anyway to that guy before I go to the referee and check if it's okay now.
The halfling accepts your apology. He goes, "Thanks. Yeah, I didn't maybe think you were aware of the rules or whatnot. And, you can never be too careful with Baldo users. They make this whole process unfair. I appreciate it."
Pretty sure we've seen that
good
before
fight.
too in some beach fights.
In Bonn, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. I promise, just regular good berries, but you're right. I shouldn't have even thought of it in between fights, so won't happen again.
Oh, good. Good luck to you and your fighter in the next ones.
Yeah, good luck to yours. He was quite the scrapper. That was really good.
Thank you. He's working on it.
And then I go to the actual referee and make sure that I'm not fucking up now by giving him healing.
The wood elf goes, no. 2 fights a night at the beach division fights. You can now apply any healing or any other substances, slabs, or whatever your apothecary woes have you. He was already paid his winnings for his 2 wins. He's doing really good. I would wager in a couple more fights he might actually earn an invitational spot. And heck, if I don't know which one of you is his managers, but I'm sure if you start asking around town to the other under the street pit fights, you probably could find him another match. I did hear that he wanted weapons. They do that in the inner city, but not out here.
Okay, well, much appreciated for the heads up. I don't know how long our ship will be in port, but it's been a pleasure to be part of these fights, and hopefully we'll be back to have him participate more if he's interested.
Oh, trust me.
Kill the rest of your cat.
A pure white Leonin going 4-0 in Tawnyard. I'm sure the news is already in Ilion and Clogrena.
Ooh. Wonderful. Hopefully we'll hear more of that when we visit. So thank you again. And I head back, and I immediately give all 10 to Jericho for good berries for 40 health. And Alex, can I talk to you privately real quick before we do anything else tonight?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to bring him far away from anybody who could hear us. Alex, I know you've been real busy lately, but so I bring out the ledger of kids and I say, okay, in Tawnyard there are 4 people on this list, right, of fencers that have taken, like, who have been participating in child slavery, right? We're trying to track them down. One of them is an arms dealer, so we're trying to get involved with the underground, right? So in order to do that, we've already bought illegal substances, okay? Yeah. So you shouting that we don't have any is probably gonna, like, hit our reputation with the underground people. We really need you to, like, not say stuff like that.
Alright, so you guys are trying to, like, fit in with the cool kids. Okay, got it.
Yeah, so tonight we're going to try and buy illegal arms from these
Hell up,
baddies.
square.
Right? So just like just be cool,
Like-
I guess.
Like arms, like appendages, or
Well, if you're
guns?
lucky, we're gonna buy explosives, which we could probably use later for you. If you don't blow us up with them, then we can, like, at least get something useful out of it for when we leave here. But, like, we need to get an inn so that we can meet this arms dealer. And you're gonna ruin that vibe if you start yelling about how we don't do drugs.
Alright, well, I just remember the last time we got.
Yeah, I know. The
fighting
Baldo
and there was
user
some
in
drugs.
ban against Arn. I remember. I'm not happy about it
Yeah.
either. He didn't. To be fair, he didn't actually use the drugs, but we bought the drugs, and they think we used them. Okay.
Alright, cool.
All right.
Alright,
Great.
I'll be cool. I
Thank
can be
you.
cool.
All right.
Right? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Just think cool thoughts, and then we head back to the group.
Think cool thoughts, she
Mm.
said.
Walk up to the group and I go, "What's up, cucks?"
Oh
Alright.
no. No. God,
Look what
no.
she's done.
That
If
wasn't
I murder
anything
you,
that I
do I
said.
get your officer spot?
Yes.
We'll think about it.
That was a joke. It was a joke, you guys. Bunch of fucking pussies.
Is Pella here?
That?
If you brought him from the ship to the fight, he can be there.
Oh yeah, we
No, 100%. We need him.
need him.
All right, so Pella's there.
All right, Pella, what do now? He's won twice again. That's got to be
What
pretty
Do
good.
now, heroin.
Now.
Ah.
No, I think that tracks.
Get it 'cause
Well.
it's heroin.
Oh my God.
Ah, track mark.
Okay, back to character.
Well, now that he's won 4 fights down on the beach, he's probably going to get a name around town. I'd say we go back to that establishment and see if we can pitch him a fight, because we know they're probably going to be using the drugs too. And maybe we talk about, if we got to throw it, we got to throw it. Or if you want to try to do it now, we can try to see if we can get in with that arms dealer. I don't know what it's going to take, but we're going to have to suss that out.
I don't throw fights, Goblin.
Okay. I didn't. It was an idea, but we don't got to set that up either. We can do a fair straight up. Sorry. It's like all 6'7" of you like tower over this little goblin.
That's just his peanuts.
All right, you're 6'10".
Nice.
Not important.
It is kind of important.
No.
So what do you say? We go back and try to fight, or try to set up a fight with the one guy at the warehouse?
Commodore.
Is that what you think our best shot at getting in is?
I mean, if we're just trying to make connections to buy arms and then meet this Scrollcraft guy on the down low, that's what I would do.
Well, you're the experienced person in this area of expertise, so I would go by what you know.
He nervously rubs at a scar on his hand.
Yeah.
By the way, when it got to evening, Bolt was no longer able to be seen anywhere. Just
Hopping away, baby.
FYI, I meant to say that. Like as soon as it got to late, you lost sight of him.
Fucking bird.
So if you guys head there now, head back up through the dock to the docks district, to the edge of the warehouse district, around the one on the end, around back to what looks like a little cellar door. As you guys knock on it, top opens up, the bottom opens up, door peers out, and you hear the familiar sound of,
God, I forgot about him.
Ah, Barnyard, right? Hi.
Yep.
I'm
It's
Yes,
seeing
we're
you
here.
again. All right, yeah, we're here.
Okay. It's a bit
Pella?
loud.
Pella clears his throat. Barnyard, we're here to maybe talk about getting a fight organized. Just talk to your boss. And Barnyard replies back, all right. Thing slides shut. Door unhinges, locks from the other side. It opens up, and Barnyard motions down the steps. I go.
Thanks, Barnyard.
I'll go.
Imagine watching this guy talk to the cops.
As you guys all start to head down the stairs, the atmosphere is different. There's people here, patrons. There's actually like talking and chatter. You can feel this place is only warmth by the amount of body heat in here. But it's not like enough where you're like, oh, this is oppressive and sweaty. But it's warm. Barnyard actually closes the door behind you, latches it shut and whatnot, and he sits on his post. The bar is packed. The mead is flowing. There is actual rum bottles on some tables. You see tables of gruff-looking soldiers. You see some pretty burly-looking sailors. You see the pit is actually being raked right now, and you see a dwarf on a bench as a lizard folk is like bandaging him up and like applying like a salve to like a cut above his eyebrow, and like, you can see he's got dry blood running down his face. As on another table, you see this wood elf being celebrated. They're like, "Yeah, another round!" They're like hooting and hollering and whatnot. So like you're coming in at the end of a fight. You do see the drow that you did do business with. He is sitting again in the corner table. He doesn't have his scale out there, and he's not working in the ledger. But he has a wine bottle and a goblet of wine in front of him, and he's just reading a book by the torchlight on the sconce behind him, and he's just living his best life. Like above the rest of the chatter and the carousing crowd of this establishment. What would you like to do? Or are we letting Pella lead y'all?
Pella's going to be leading, as he knows what the hell he's doing.
All right. Pella leads you all over to the drow.
You see Pella go,
Evening, sir.
and you see the drow look over his book and looks at you all behind him. He goes, "Ah, yes. I was wondering when you'd be back." As he closes the, you see him put a bookmark in leaflet in his book, closes it, sets it down, and he looks around and says, "Please grab a chair." As you see extra chairs along the wall. Bella drags over a stool, places it, hops up on it, kind of like gives you a side eye mask of like indicating like to sit next to him.
All right.
Well, we came here because we're hoping that you've heard the many successes Jericho made. He's 4-0 now.
And as he, the drow considers this and goes, "Yes, I've not heard of today's rankings. Bold of you to fight back to back. Most fighters take a couple days off before they go back to the beach. But 4-0, you say? That's pretty impressive. I suspect the product is working as intended." Pele goes,
Oh yeah, great stuff.
"Ain't that right?" As he kind of like elbows you, Mask.
Oh yeah, great stuff. It really does the job.
Deceptions check.
Listen, I don't know if you know this, but I can do the thing. Possibly.
Oh,
22.
it's good to hear. Well, if you're back before me, I take it you are trying to further wet your beak, or is there something else I could help you with?
We're trying to get the beak a little wet, you know?
Very well. Now, a discussion of how wet is wet enough for your crewmate there. I would hate to see that gorgeous mane be marred in any way. Are you looking for complete unlicensed bare-knuckle fighting? Or would you like to step up the stakes? Maybe perhaps we get a little closer to a death fight?
You talking about with weapons?
He considers it for a moment, looks up to the corner of his vision. He goes, "I could arrange a fight with weapons. Perhaps something for the celebration of the end of the summer. I do have a connection to a wealthy family on the outskirts of town that do entertain such bouts."
He's looking for some weapon fights, so
Very well. Give me. He considers the calendar over behind the bar, and he goes, "It's the 25th. This fight would be on the 29th. Would you come back and see me on the 27th? I will let you know if this has been established or not. And if your man wishes to fight more on the beach, it would not harm his reputation. It would only do to bolster, and perhaps aid in a successful chance for me to establish this fight. I do hope the rest of you have the clothes to fit in."
sure.
It's nothing too fancy or extravagant, but fine cuts, good fabrics. If you have that, you'll be just fine. By no means does Tawnyard attract the wealthiest, but we do have some elves of land baron status.
Well, looks like we're gonna have to rely on someone with some status to help us possibly just get some clothes for some finery.
That'll work. Very well. Enjoy the rest of your evening here. I would like to get back to my book. Again, come back and see me on the 27th.
Okay. 2 days.
Thank you, Captain. I will win this.
You got weapons now.
Oh, yes.
Go ahead. And also, if Alex is not with us, then I will definitely let him know that we'll need his help getting some finery.
I'm with you.
Okay, we need some help getting some finery. You're the only one around here with any kind of, you know the ones.
I do know the ones. Let's do the thing.
All right. So it's pretty late in the night, so there is definitely no clothing stores open. So we will fast forward to the 25th, the morning of the 25th.
Breakfast and shopping?
Breakfast and shopping. Shopping for clothes, finery.
Breakfast.
Through the market district, again, like I said, there's not going to be wealthy and aristocratic, but there will be a couple different clothiers and tailor shops that you can visit. The elven fashions here are what you would expect from like Tolkien elves, like high shoulder fits, like padded shoulders in the men's garments, flowing gowns for the women. Lots of earthly tones, earth tones, warm tones, not so much cool tones and whatnot.
Hmm.
What do we need to wear to fit in for the season?
So they have the light pants that will help with the temperature management, and then of course they'll give a light, fluffy overshirt and like brocade jackets for the men. Obviously, gowns for the women that either can cover the shoulders, but and they always don't do plunging neckline. It's like a square, but they do have others where like maybe it's shoulderless or maybe it's a single strap.
Well, we have to be convincing, so how much are the fancier preferably a green shoulderless gown.
A green shoulderless ground that's going to be nice for the summer air for you. After they take your measurements, they quote you for 2 gold and 5 silver.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. And for the men?
Maybe a nice vest.
Certainly, they definitely have their vests, all different styles. Some with like the back is embroidered with different tree-like designs. Others with like a more of a crisscross. What do you call it? Like not thatched, kind of like a plaid, but like herringbone pattern on the front.
What are clothes? I have no idea what you're fucking talking about, so I'm useless here.
I mean, I'm assuming aside from your, fighting outfit, you will be expected to mingle at some point, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
do they make anything in your size?
They can take his measurement, and
Thank
they can tailor him something.
I mean, he's gonna be
I-
fighting. Why is he wearing clothes?
The
I,
after fight cocktails
Yeah, and I'm really hoping that this family that they
turns
were
into a
talking about,
mingling.
not quite. I'm hoping that it has to do with the Hollow family, so we can do some investigating during that.
I don't necessarily need anything. I have ceremonial garb and armor.
Actually, as a combatant, to show up to after festivity drinks in your ceremonial garb would probably make you more of an exotic and interesting spectacle, and quite honestly, be more interesting and make us seem more lively. So that would probably be a good idea.
Well, you're the fancy people expert, so I trust it.
But
Yeah,
naked.
fancy people know one thing, and that's fancy. When they see something else, it's either an exotic collectible in their eyes, or a
They scoff at it immediately.
scoff at it immediately because it's beneath them. It's
Hmm.
one or the other. It's ridiculous that it's the two extremes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, either way, will be entertainment for them.
Are you that entertained?
I would ask for a casual enough brunch outfit to look the part, but not enough to run me too much money. I'm just gonna obviously upgrade my outfit and impress my friends later. I just don't want to be dirty.
Run you too much money. You're not even paying for all our shit. You're paying for your shit.
Oh, this is my conversation with the tailor.
Oh.
They tailor you
Down
up
my
some,
nose conversation too. Like they know what I'm talking about.
They tailor you up some brown pants. They'll give you a
Nice.
white linen fluffy shirt, and then they'll give you a doublet with brocade that is green with silver, not silver, gold etching.
Gold, yes.
So it matches the pants.
Fantastic. Thank you.
They also try to throw in with you. They try to throw in a hat.
No, but do you have gloves? And I show them my metal hand.
We do have carriage gloves.
Carriage or carriage driver gloves.
That's what they are, sir.
I'll have one, please. Thank you.
We sell them as a pair, if you don't mind.
Fantastic. There's a bird I know that would probably like the other one.
They kind of look at you funny. They're like, okay.
No.
With your outfit and the gloves at your measure, it also comes out to like 2 gold, 5 silver.
Thank you.
I'm also getting gloves.
You're say that again.
I'm also getting gloves.
You're also getting gloves. Yeah. How to the dines do you want to go?
Something that goes just enough with this outfit that I'm not wearing my ratty gloves.
Very well. Could I see your current hands for sizing?
I'm hesitant, but I'll stick my hand out to him with the glove still on.
Captain, discretion is their profession.
Good. I still don't remove the glove, but my hand is still out there.
I walk up and I remove the glove.
I mean, when he presented the glove, like the tailor is gonna like do his best to like pull as much of the extra fabric back to get a real good look at like his hand structure underneath. So I mean, unless you really want to come up and
No, I mean if the tailor is
grapple
gonna work,
the captain.
No, if the tailor's gonna work with what he has, then he's good. I'm not gonna make a fucking scene.
Okay, good. Yeah, so he pulls back the glove as much as he can, like while it's still on your hand, to get a good idea. And he walks over and he says, "These are falconer's gloves, but they're made of a sleek black leather, and as long as you don't scuff them up with actually any falconry, they will look presentable."
Perfect.
So they kind of give you something to go along with your jacket that fits. The cuffs kind of fit with the big falconry gloves that like come up to your wrists.
Mm-hmm.
And then they put you in green pants that have diamond stitching down it with a very thin white thread. So it's like almost like a pinstripe, but in diamonds. And then he also asks if you would like to swap hats and or have a crayon captain's tricorn.
No crayon tricorn. Yeah, and no other hat.
Very well.
And the shirt underneath long. I essentially want to keep everything covered.
Oh yeah, the shirt's long.
Still, okay. Just fancily covered.
Do you tell them that you're a major? I'm sorry, not major. What are you?
Like colonel.
For the
No,
crayon?
yeah, you're a major.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I'm
a
a
major
major.
with the cran.
Do you tell them that you're a major?
Yeah, sure.
They offer you a sash if you want to wear your accolades and or medals.
Absolutely.
All right, you were given a sash. There's two types. There's either the all green with white lines or all white with green lines.
What color's my outfit?
You
Fuck it.
have
All white with green
pa-
lines.
Okay. You see that Birchstorm gets done with his fitting. This dude has the in-style elven pants on, so they're like almost skin tight. You see that his shirt is completely tucked in, so you can only see the frill of his shirts coming out from his jacket sleeves. The jacket has a nice brocade up the front. You see he has a shoulder cape off his right side in crayon colors, and he actually got talked into one of the feathered caps that he's going to wear, and it is a dark, deep forest green cap with a very white feather and a black spot at the end of this feather. He even got an awesome woven leather belt to go around it, and all his buttons are a nice bright, they look like a pressed white silver metal, but obviously not being so fine and rich, it's actually just a very good polished tin. And they also sell him something to help keep this outfit polished.
Well, don't you look dapper?
Don't look at me. Yeah.
Birch went all
The
out.
tailor-
Oh my god.
The tailor
Yeah.
shows Bridgestorm off and says, "This is the latest."
It looks fantastic.
Yeah, I feel bonita.
You look bonita.
He's a banana.
Thank you. Thank you. Very nice of you guys to say. I was a little nervous that you guys would make fun of me, but I think this fits my style, you know?
Yeah, I feel like I didn't get quite fancy enough of a gown next to you, but geez, all right.
No. You look just as beautiful.
I hope
You are
that-
also bonita.
Ah. Mm.
Since Bridgestorm is getting the latest fashion and got talked into the hat, that's going to set you back 4 gold.
Okay.
Young,
Worth
You are
every
very
penny.
rich.
dressed to the nines.
You fancy.
Right. Packaging up your clothes so that way you can safely transport them and keep them cleaned. Does anybody have anything they want to do for the rest of the day?
Uh,
It is the
Actually,
25th.
If we're doing this, I don't know how much weapons cost here, so I'm gonna go take a look. Like real weapons, not that hunting bullshit.
what do you consider real weapons?
I take the great sword off of my hip and just kind of hand it to Prim.
If only he had a real.
And
They
then,
did say
then
that.
the dagger,
No,
and then
okay.
the hand axes.
I get it. Are you going to the wizard that you were referred to ruin this stuff or whatever it was?
Well, I'm just gonna go have a look, I suppose.
Okay, please take this back. It's very heavy.
Getting down to the blacksmith district, it's between the merchants and the warehouse district. A lot of the elven and dwarven shops there. Yeah, they've got plenty of weapons offered here. All the simple weapons, all the simple range weapons, and a good portion of all the martial weapons. You do even see some smiths working on other pieces and whatnot, and upgrading some other weapons. When you walk about, you definitely catch a few dwarves eyeing your giant greatsword on your back appreciatively.
I'll head over to them and kind of like present it where it's like tipped down on the ground and I'm just kind of holding it. And can you make something better than this?
Ooh, my. The
Challenge.
dwarf admires it and, oh shit, I thought you threw other things on it. as they admire it and looking over it, they're like, "This is a very fine weapon. To make something equivalent to this, it would take us a couple work days."
Good news.
Like 3.
We could perhaps have it finished in 3. Aye.
And the cost.
Well, we can do it with what we have existing. We make pretty good great swords here. It'd be 50 gold. As you see him kind of like, he looks at you like, "May I?" to like pick it up and appraise it more thoroughly.
Yeah, if he can.
He does his best to pick it up, and then when he gets to lean it across both hands to admire the girth of the blade and whatnot, he goes.
Oh, the girth.
Oh, I
looks at
love
it.
it when they admire the girth.
And he's like, balanced, keen sharpened. Would you like to make this a very superior quality?
Whatever
You
you-
right now on this greatsword, is it just a +1 or is it a balanced, sharpened?
Nope, it's just a +1 greatsword.
It's just the +1 greatsword. So yeah,
I'm
for
either
him,
looking for +2 or something else. Or like all the other armor stuff.
Maybe they can improve the one you have.
they can
That's
take
Kind of what
They
I'm
can-
getting at.
Yeah, they can take another great sword and they can get it to the same quality. And it's going to cost 50, 100, 2, 3, 350 gold
For what?
to get a great sword that will be balanced and keen. That pretty much gives you both +1 to attack rolls and +1 to damage.
So to make it a +2 effectively?
Not this one. They won't be able to make a +2. They could make it.
I need them either to improve what this is or get me a +2 sword.
They won't. They don't think they can improve what that is.
Oh, okay. Then I'm going to fuck off.
That blade is pretty much as honed as it's gonna get because it's a +1.
Alright.
But they can smith you like another +1, and then they can further improve it for more.
Did you
beyond
just
that.
nat 1 my sword, Rob?
I might have just nat 1. Yeah, I did.
Alright, if they can't do it, then that's fine. I was just seeing if there's something quick and easy I could do.
Yeah, they can make pretty much another +1, and then like add to it, like make the crit hit roll like 1 lower than what you hit on. They can make it silvered. They can make it a very superior one, but then that's the superior tag's going to cost another extra 1,000, and that would up the dice of the greatsword from a D6 to a D8.
Greatsword's 2d. Oh yeah. Oh,
That's
boy.
what I'm saying. Instead of 2d6,
Oh yeah,
2d8.
I can see why that's why that is what it is.
But they'd have to balance it and make it keen, which would give you +1.
I don't have that kind of money, so I'm gonna have to pass.
All right.
I'll be back, dwarf.
Aye.
And that's all. I just need to see if I could get myself an edge before this. Because it's a sword. All right, I'll go.
Shut up.
All right. If there are no further things, we will fast forward to the 20. Nothing heard. 27th.
Happening.
Nothing was heard 'cause you didn't say anything.
Oh, you guys didn't hear me? I said I was going to fast forward to the 26th, and then I gave a pause. But if
Yeah.
I'll say now, because this is the 25th. close shopping, weapons fighting. We can fast forward to the 27th. If nobody has anything else, I will fill you in the details that as you guys stay here a little bit longer, you guys' crews get to rotate in and out and get their shore leave in. Tawnyard is pretty much brought up to speed on all the exploits of the Masked Maiden. People know of you. They understand who you are. They've seen the ship in the harbor. People recognize when Captain Masks walks by. It's like, that's the Masked Captain. And they're like, oh shit, you know. More people know about Jericho being 4-0. There's a few. There was maybe one rare instance of some like plain dress folk who may or may not have been clerics or priests, and they definitely saw Primrose, and that's the one they say the one set on the god's path to the church is what was mentioned when they see her go by.
We're gonna ignore that.
I'm not the only one getting popular.
Oh,
You're the
and
only one that matters.
when Alex did his unsummon and then resummon the next day, Primrose, by all means, give me a perceptions check. And Alex, might as well give me one too, since you see your quote-unquote sister very keen and interested in looking at your cat. Alex, you don't notice anything different, but Prim, yeah, it's kind of going back to the way it used to look.
I give Kat a shake of the paw, and I look at my brother. I'm like, this is good. This is a good sign.
Okay. Sure. Cool.
Just keep drinking the tea.
I'm doing it. I make that
Not like
sound.
that, though. No, thank you.
That's the T sound.
That tracks. I believe this to be accurate.
All right, Pella. Or do you think we're ready? Are we good?
Today's the day.
Yep.
I'm not even
Oh,
leaving.
did we get Pella a nice outfit?
Oh, I'm coming?
Why would he be coming?
Information. He knows how to talk with these people when we obviously don't.
That's true. These people.
If we're getting Pella digs because of his size and the less fabric, his is only going to come out to 1 gold, 5 silver.
I pay
Do we
for
want to
it.
make him look like an equal, or do you want him to make him look like a servant?
Pella, what would be the safer bet? Do you, like, dress down, dress up? What do you think?
It depends on the angle. Because I've been seen with the captain sitting next to me, perhaps an equal, but I default to whatever you all want to run this as.
Pella, I'm getting you nice duds, and that's that.
Sweet.
I mean, honestly,
how much
man,
was the
after
nice one?
everything we put you through.
The leather loafers are going to be the interesting part for his goblin-like feet. But the children's trousers, a children's tunic, they find the smallest gnome coat possible that has brocade, and unfortunately, because it's gnomish, it's got the cran 8-point star on its back. So he's like forest green, dark trousers, dark suede loafers, and then the green jacket with the forest green jacket with a white embroidered 8-point star on his back.
You good with that, Pella?
I don't feel like I can breathe on this, but this is nice.
You deserve it, buddy.
Oh, you see him rub his scar.
Alright, we'll go meet everybody in our nice outfits so we could head there, I guess.
Oh, we're going down to the basement in the nice outfits. Awesome.
Oh, no, that's... Pella, is that the way to do it?
No.
Okay. My regular outfit for going in it is. Thanks.
Okay.
I'm glad.
Yeah, because you guys are heading back to the basement of the warehouse to meet with the drow who hooked you up, and he's got to let you guys know if he's got the fight ready for the pre-celebration to the end of summer. So you come around to the familiar door, knock on it. Sure enough, things slide open. The familiar sound of barnyard emanates from behind the door in his gruff, untellable accent, like because he's got his giant scar through his larynx. And as he talks and Pella translates, lets them know what they're there for. He says, mumbling something about expecting y'all as you guys come down in. I will ask, what time of day did you guys want to come here to figure out if he's got the fight ready? Do you want to come morning, midday, lunch, dinner, evening?
Afternoon.
Probably afternoon.
Great. So in the afternoon atmosphere, it is virtually empty, but you do see the two bartenders restocking their bar. The place has already been wiped clean and swabbed clean. The fighting pit has been zenified with the rakes, so everything's neat crisscross patterns. And the drow is sitting at his same desk in the back corner. Multiple torches multiple torches lit behind him. Candle on the desk.
I love
A candle on the desk with his merchant scales and his ledger as he sees you all come down, and he says, "Ah, yes, the 27th, as I said for you to return. Welcome. You'll be pleased to know that I was able to arrange a fight. This is with weapons, and this is to the death or until the manager calls the fight. If you do not let your fighter die, you will even forfeit the consolatory fee. Is that okay?"
Sure.
Very well. Well then, please, tomorrow will be the fight. The party starts at the 4th bell of the afternoon. If you could, you'll want to be at the Thorngage Manor, just outside of town. As he passes you an envelope with a green wax seal on it. Present that at the door. You'll be invited in. The only weapons that they'll be expecting is whatever weapons Mr. Jericho would bring with him.
So you're saying that our personal weapons would not be allowed?
I will say that an open carry of personal weapons will be asked to stash them. However, we are not... This sort of family is not in the business of patting folks down. It is not polite, though, to know that everybody is armed.
Understandable. What about my mechanical creation?
Oh, is Kat there with you in the basement?
Cat's always with me.
He says, the mechanical machinations of the artificers are a relatively new thing. If it behaves well enough, and they might make an exception.
Well, if he doesn't behave himself, which quite literally is a joke, he obviously will behave himself. Can simply dismiss him, but nevertheless, I will try to get him through the door.
Very well. Well then, I will see you all there. And, never mind, I will let it be a surprise as he gives you guys a warm smile.
Can I do an insight check?
Sure, what are you trying to incite about?
Is he being sarcastic? Is there like something bad I should be wearing?
Insight check away. You took it more like a somebody was curious but then bit off the curiosity.
Okay.
Like he's got like the face of like somebody who's like was maybe about to ask about how to solve the puzzle, but he's like, nah, I'd rather just keep looking at the puzzle.
Alright, well, we did choose to be entertainment for people. Alright.
Alright.
If he's gonna keep his secrets, I'll keep mine.
Let's
Yes,
fucking do this.
Right, 28th rolls around. So I'm just trying to find my map. Okay. 28th of Legas, 1573 Tawnyard. We're fast forwarding all the way to this. You guys start setting out to the edge of town, past the what passes for gates to Tawnyard, to the plantations on the west side. You guys do get direction to the Thorngage Manor. They are pretty much just a plantation away. When you ask for them, they go, "Oh yeah, the old Foresters. They're over here." So it's a really well-known family in this place.
Not the family I was looking for.
If Richstorm is listening and can, he can make a history check with advantage.
Is he dead?
In the meantime, you guys find the manor. You see that some carriages have been gone past you, and you note the carriages as when you arrive in the manor yard, off to the side where the stables are, you see some of the carriages that have passed you being brought over the carriage, horses being fed, brushed, cared for. There is lights are on in the manor. It seems like a good party going on. You hear a band playing somewhere. You hear like what sounds like kids playing hide and seek in a nearby garden. As you guys approach the door, there are two Cran soldiers standing at the lower part of the steps, but not actually at the door. They passively stand at attention, or at ease, when you guys walk up the stairs. As you come to the door, it's kind of already open. There is a gossamer sheet hanging in front of it, as a hall boy is on the other side, as he pushes through the gossamer sheets to see you all and says, "Good afternoon, lady and gentlemen. May I have your invitation?"
Did we get one of those?
Yes, you were given that.
Oh, good. Then I give him the thing. You know the one.
He takes the invitation in his hand, he cracks open the seal, pulls out the envelope, reads it, looks over to all of you, nods his head and says, "Welcome, Major Mask and officers. Enjoy the party."
Thanks, buddy.
I think I gotta reload my client. I don't know if I'm getting your tokens on this map or not. Hang on.
We're not on a map, so
Nap
yeah.
time.
I know. I'm trying to get it ready.
Oh, okay.
So as you guys come into the foyer, there's music to your right, there's food to your left, the rest of the house stretches out to the back. There's all sorts of people in here in their fineries. Like, you guys are right, or you did dress to the right occasion. Bridgestorm is not the most to the nines one, but you do see a couple of the men with their own shoulder capes and whatnot. One of them has like the 8-pointed star on his cape. The other one is just like a different shade of green. As people mingle around the house, is there anything in particular you guys want to gravitate to while you're here at the party, just breaking in?
They were breaking in.
As you're breaking into the atmosphere, as you're like getting in, easing into the house. So that's what I meant.
No, I'm breaking in now.
Hell yeah.
What kind of decor is this? Like, does this seem like a rich person?
On
It
a
does-
scale of 1 to 10.
It's
how
it's
fancy.
It's a 7.6. It's high, tall rooms, high ceilings. They've got the full wainscoting, everything going on. There's a couple large artworks up. There's carpet runners throughout the entire house. The wooden floors are immaculate, deep, dark wood. Each large room opens up with columns flanking the doorways, and these are all wood carvings that are like nice and smooth and lacquered with like a clear finish. Typical Art Nouveau sweeping changes of that Tolkien style art elven architecture that you'd expect, where like these columns go up, arch in, and like it's actually just a very large archway into these great rooms. So yeah, 7.6 out of 10.
Considering everybody's fancy attire, can we tell who the other fighters may be, depending on their dress?
Investigations check.
Eh. Can't say that.
Prim, you can't tell. You're either enamored by the scent of dinner, as the feast is being roasted up on and presented on the large buffet table, and Alex, you see a lot of gawkers looking around and see your large steel defender proudly walking through the rooms with you. That in the throng of things, you can't see who the other fighters might be either.
I tell Prim, I don't know. Everybody's just looking at Cat. Keep an eye out.
I just was wondering if we could see any of the competition, but I'm not too worried about. And I just glanced up at Jericho before I head to the food.
What?
Chicken butt.
Nothing. You hungry?
Always.
Oh, do you fight better on a full stomach?
Nah, I can take it or leave it. It's either way, really.
Alright, well,
Let's see what they got.
food.
As you guys are mingling, a voice cuts through the crowd as you hear a nice, high, feminine voice proclaim to the room, like, "Ah, the Major Mask has decided to grace us with his presence," as this very tall wood elf in a tight-fitting, flowing gown, where parts of the gown connect to her wrist bracelets that are silver. She's got silver earrings on. She has silver rings adorned with, emeralds, rubies, and sapphires on some of her fingers. Her hair is done up into like a kind of circlet and hair clip on the top. When she strodes through the crowd and comes right up to Mask, her makeup is even shimmering with like silver glitter. As she extends her hand and says, "Thank you so much for making your attendance tonight, Major Mask. I am Miss Thorngage. I did not know you knew where I lived." As she extends her hand to you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. And I stick my hand out to her.
She lets you take her hand as briefly as you do. She goes, "Ah, yes. Do I hear correctly that the fight tonight is one of your fighters?"
Yep, sure is.
"Ah, you are too kind to honor me with such a show. To what do I owe this kind appreciation?"
One of our fighters is more new into the fighting scene, so he trying to make a name for himself, and we figured, with as many people as we knew, we might be able to help him with such.
She smiles. "A new fighter, and you've already have him in death bouts. You must be very confident in his abilities."
He's confident in his abilities.
"Ah, so it is he. Well, I will have you know, Thrasa is undefeated and still has her head attached.
Well, I suppose when you're fighting in death bouts, if you're undefeated, that would be the only way to maintain your head.
Ah, so keen. Please, Major Mask, enjoy the feast. The fight will be this evening.
Thank you. We much appreciate it. And I do just a little bow to her.
She gives a curt head nod in your direction, and then she immediately turns over and says, "Ah!" And like announces, but not as loudly as she announced you. She announces like one of her friends, and she walks over to the other side of the room and makes polite conversation.
Oh,
Do you take a big sigh of breath like that?
yep.
When you do that, a high elf male who is moves away from the table, grabbing a small plate of food, and kind of makes his couple steps towards your direction, and goes, "Yeah, that big airbag could be enough. Pleasure to meet you, though, Major Mask." As he licks a finger, wipes it on a napkin, and throws out his own hand towards you. He goes, "Brother Holoman."
Yeah, I stick my hand out to him. Major Mask, obviously you apparently already know me.
It was kind of already known that you were coming here with a fight, but it's good to see a rising officer within the Crown Navy to be an outsider making his way through the world. It's appreciative, much like how the Holomans made their way up through the Crown Republic. So confident in your fellow there.
Confident enough.
Do you value his life, though?
I value his life equally as much as he values his life.
I only ask that if Thrasa looks that she's about to put another notch on her belt for a victory, are you going to call the fight before you lose your man's life?
Not unless he asks me to.
Ah, honorable. I like to see that. Well then, good luck to you tonight. If you need any help along with these snobby uptarts, find me over by the hearth. Need to warm myself up for the next morning. That fort's not going to build itself.
Well, get yourself some warmth, and I suppose we'll be seeing more of you.
Aye, I look forward to the fight.
Us too.
And the high elf with the big burly fingers excuses himself, goes into the other room, grabs a plush chair, high back chair by the fire, and sits down and enjoys his plate of food.
Yes, as he should.
So, I mean, there's lobsters, there's fish, there's lamb, there's all sorts of fruit, there's
Are the fish cut up, or are they whole, filleted?
It's filleted, but they left the head and tail, so the middle is all skinned, and you can pull the fillets off.
Fantastic. How are they presented? Buffet style?
Buffet style, it's the largest fish is on a bed of vegetables.
I'm just
and
gonna
fruits.
grab the entire fish and eat it.
This garners many nobody stops and gawks. Nobody's offended, but all eyes in the room look to you go take it away. Behind you was you didn't see it until you were walking away because it was this halfling who was very excited, and when you take the whole fish, it's just aw.
I take a handful and offer it to him,
He holds up his plate.
and I just put it down and kind of like a fish ball now.
Thank you, sir.
I am not a greedy cat.
How new? I didn't know the Leonin referred to yourselves as cats, but thanks again for sharing.
We do. You don't. Get out of here.
Oh,
It's our word.
very
Oh
well.
my gosh.
The minstrel band strikes up the next tune. The night goes on. In about 2 more hours, after a lot of people have had their fill and like people slow to the buffet table, the madam of the house goes up a couple steps in the main room and claps her hands together as everybody comes to a quiet and turns to look at her and says, I just want to thank everybody who was able to make the journey out tonight. Welcome to the pre-dawn of autumn celebration. You select few are such good company. And don't worry, we have many festives tonight. We will have the maypole dance. There will be even fireworks that we had imported over from Clogrena. And then following that, we have this evening's activity out back. We'll see a debut between my undefeated Thressa and she searches the room until she finds like Major Mask, and she like holds up a hand to motion in his direction. And Major Mask has brought to us one of his newest members who will be participating in this fight. One Jericho Bloodpaw, I understand, who's risen through some ranks and gained notoriety. We look forward to the debut as she holds up her glass to cheer both the captain and then like everybody else in the room. So please, let's get out to the backyard as we start the maypole dancing. As she steps off her steps, everybody like starts clapping. The minstrel band goes back to playing, and like they take the lead in following the rest of the party out into the backyard. As you guys all kind of go with this throng, in the backyard, from the back of this manor, they have like this awesome stone patio. They've got tapestries draped overhead. They've got floating lanterns tethered to parts of the yard, illuminating it. Like they said, there's a giant maypole erected in the backyard, ribbons hanging from it. The minstrels kind of gather in one area. Singles and couples start taking their places to dance and whatnot. As a typical elven song is strung as the maypole dancing begins. Different parts of the conversation of the crowd like get into these like breakout knit groups on the patio, and then further in the back. You guys kind of partake for a barn. You see some servants carrying some things out and like moving like chairs into it. And in the middle of this barn, you can see a sand pit already erected, rope around it, pillars marking off on it, and it's a pretty large pit. And they look like they're getting ready to set that up for the fight. The wizard is there in attendance. There are some naval officers in attendance. There seems to be some well-to-do merchants in attendance. The magistrate doesn't look to be anywhere found. Is there anything anybody wants to look at, make conversation, find out about?
I'm just going to ask Jericho the same question. If things do get down to the nitty gritty, and he looks like he could be about to take a fall, if he wants me to pull him out.
I give no mercy. I expect none.
Yeah, that's what I told him.
Thank you. I'd like to walk over to the fighting pit and just kind of like dig my toes into the sand.
It's a nice white fine sand. It packs in really well underneath your feet, but you can definitely stick your toes out into it and get your toe beans all in there rubbing around.
My toe beans.
Any word on the Hallow family? How about a perceptions check?
And try again.
as Prim, as somewhere in the middle of this, when you finished your little plate of food or how much ever you ate, and you have like a cup of something to drink, and you set to this task to figure out any word on the Hallow family, the very first group that you try to like eavesdrop into, you immediately find them. You find the fishmongers. They're talking about the fishermen wages. They're talking about the seasons changing. They say the storm gills that are coming in from the east are going to replace all the ancient scales that were here in the summertime. So they're looking forward to that menu change. They think they can start to upsell these prices to all the taverns and restaurants because of the war going on. You hear them lament. It is two elven brothers. They're both high elves. It is Bartholomew Hollow and Darlamin Hollow. They are both the brothers that run this enterprise of the whole. Like pretty much every fisherman comes through their warehouse to get the fish prepared and ready for market. They buy it from the fishermen and they sell it to the restaurants that you can. And this is all you can find. This is what you like find out immediately from like eavesdropping and like just hearing about their problems and whatnot. Is there anything in particular? Were you looking to cut in and maybe ask a couple questions or perhaps introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'll introduce myself, and I'd say I couldn't help but overhear you guys were talking about the change of fish during the seasons, and I do happen to know a little bit about fish and fishing from my days in near Celadon Shore.
He knows fish law.
I know a
And
lot
fish
about fish. I
accessories.
was a fisher before the more prominent sailing. Yeah.
So as you break into this conversation, Darlaman, he pursed lips, no expression. Bartholomew, though, he's very much like proper gentleman, like extends his hand out, says, good evening, miss. Are you really? Oh, I didn't quite catch your name.
Lovely to meet you. My name is Primrose Jillfane, and it is a pleasure.
Miss Gillifane, I am Bartholomew Hollow. This is my brother, Darlaman. Do not mind him. He gets a little touchy around the subject, but that's why he runs the books of the business, and I run the book with the fishermen. So, Celadon Shores, you say? Are you an angler yourself? Do you own a fishing trawler by happen chance?
Oh, it's been a while since I've been on the trawlers myself. However, I am lucky enough to be on a privateer ship now, and that's why I've been lucky enough to make your acquaintance now. I do apologize for cutting in. I have a tendency to get a bit excited when it comes to these subjects.
No, please, ma'am. It is. I am honored you would cut in. This is a party, by all means. It's how else would you expect to mingle? As he flashes you his warmest smile.
And mingle we shall. Have you heard much of the fight? I am lucky to be acquainted with the new fighter who will be in the ring.
To this, you see Darlaman kind of like turn his head, like you finally get a little bit of an expression out of it, and Bartholomew goes, "Oh no, I'm not too much of a fan of the blood sport, but Darlaman here, he's all for that. But I do not wish to change subjects too quick, if you don't mind me asking, ma'am. But about the fishing migrational patterns, if you are not familiar, yes, the storm gills that usually are in their schools around Dorkland Island usually migrate eastward towards Avacava Island and into the other side before winter. And they come this way, and obviously with their large fish that they are, the ancient scales that are usually inhabiting around Tone Island usually dart out of the way, and they go into a quick hibernation or hiding more to the south near Castillo Island. What fish grew around the Celadon shores?
What are the most common fish that would have been caught near New Winfield? Because
Nature check.
Because, like, I'm sure my character would know, but I
Yep.
don't.
The dice speaketh. You know that they're not only sapphire splashtails, but they're also moonsky pondies.
Well, we were looking for splashtails, but also the moontails. It depended on not only the season, but also depending on how deep you go into the water, because the temperature changes will vastly change your like percentage on how many you would catch.
Ah, the moonsky pondies. That's a very rare breed that we don't see up this far in the north. I heard the pondies only like to gather around in the south of the Olaine. How lucky. When you were running your trawler, how much were you making by the netful?
Ugh. Well, this was back in my starting days, so I imagine I didn't get to see too much of the prices myself. I was the one catching them. Man, that was almost a lifetime ago, it seems.
I'm sure. The switch to the privateer life must be more profitable, I imagine.
Indeed. Profitable and much more exhilarating.
Now, if I could politely steer the conversation back to where you were trying to lead it, I'm so sorry I do
No,
this, but
you're fine.
you said that you were part of the crew of the new fighter, so is that to indicate that you are on the Masked Maiden? As he kind of looks at you to make sure he's guessing that right.
How keen you are. Yes, I am part of their crew. I've been fortunate.
I've heard from the recent rumors around town, these certain crew members of yours, and he motions his hand up to his face. These certain half-masked privateers. It sounds like a very lively crew, and that your captain is actually of rank of major in the navy, so he is to be commended. As I understand, he's not Elvish.
Well, it would be rare to see behind the mask, wouldn't it? But as far as I can tell, he doesn't seem to be too keen on Elvish customs specifically.
Ha! You hear that, Darlaman? He's not an elf. And you see Darlaman, like, reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a platinum piece, and Bartholomew takes that. He goes, we'll see if you get this back after tonight.
Christmas.
Sorry, it was a friendly bet between brothers. Darlaman swore that your Captain Mask was an elf.
Oh, and why the guess? Is it the height?
The height and the tales of his swordsmanship at sea. I heard a tale of some sorts that he not only ran out up the rigging, crossed over to the enemy ship, but then skirted in through the cannon porthole and slain the enemy captain, thus rendering the ship completely useless, and you all overthrew it and took it over.
Oh, goodness. I'm surprised that our tales have gotten this far, but yes, he is quite spry, as it were, yes.
Well, of course his tales have reached this way. We understand that we owe it to him for taking out the trash in Dondera.
Yes, we were informed that we would make some coin by getting some knowledge, and that we did.
Well, I can tell you, Hizzy leans in and like he looks around the room like he's auspiciously taking inventory of the folks there, and he goes, your arrival in this port has made some nervous.
Oh, well, that's not our intent. We're only here as privateers, and we are happy to be guests in this manner. It's beautiful.
No, don't say that. Seriously, you did not come to this port trying to find any other miscreants dealing in unsavory trades like you did in Dondera?
Unsavory trades? Well, that seems to be where the coin is these days, isn't it?
Perhaps you didn't know where to begin to establish such a trade. Always having to look over your shoulder, always having to make sure your dealings are straight. Sounds like a nightmare.
It does put us in the weeds at times, but again, I have said this life is exhilarating, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Well, to your health, Miss Jilfane, and good luck to your fighter tonight. Perhaps I could steal you for a dance later.
It would be a pleasure, Sir Bartholomew.
Lovely. Oh, please. I am no knight, nor do I hold rank in court. But you can call me Bart.
Oh, thank you, Bart.
I will see you later tonight.
I will see you then. And I do a little curtsy, and I walk back to our group.
Oh.
My son is also named Bort.
What the fuck?
I've never seen that. Sorry.
Trying to fucking drink.
I'm tell Winston on you.
Well, we will find out next time on D&D when the fighting begins.
That's not the way I want to start an episode with me die.
Please do not die.
Or do. Let's not get hasty.
No. Mask gave you his word that he wouldn't heal you, and you said no mercy, and this is Bane.
Yes, that was all said.
Good game.
The way it goes.
No.
Mm-hmm.
We get to see you fucking either kill someone or be killed. That's concerning.
We get to hear you fucking.
Yeah, in a way.
Is what
Yeah,
was
yeah,
said.
yeah.
Yeah, meow.
Hmm.
Alright. I totally got another beer thinking I was gonna have to fight somebody, but alright.
When we got to the day, I looked down, I'm like 30 minutes, I'm like, it's not enough to get into it and done. So I patted it.
I'm
gonna be a good-
sorry.
it's gonna
I'm
be a
trying
good
to
fight.
get information.
It's gonna be a real good fight.
Cool, so I'm gonna lose this fight real quick, guys.
It's gonna be
I got
Jericho's
another
debut.
character in the wings, so no worries.
No, but what about that beautiful white mane of yours?
It's dead!
No! Don't give up that quick.
Yeah, so dead.
Okay, GG.
Alright. I'm going to bed.
All right, everybody.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, right. Well, now I feel bad. I was trying to get information on the hollows. See you next week. I believe next week is a Wednesday. Yeah. Any questions, comments, or concerns, our DM, Scout Trooper V, feel free to message him. If you have any questions for me, just pop into my Discord and give me an @ and I will message back. Yes, Wednesday, yeah. So, 6:30, because we have started a little bit like earlier now. We're getting away from the 6:45 if we can help it. But we'll see. I'll see you when I see you. Have a good night, everybody.